Back with you again, everybody. Jeff Joniak and Tom Thayer here from PNC Studios at Hallis Hall, getting you ready for Bears-Packers Round 2 for Week 13. Is it going to be a lucky 13 instead of an unlucky 13? Big Tom, Packers coming to town. We don't know who quarterbacks either team right now.
But, you know, I mean, I don't think the game plan is going to be deviated very much from what we've seen. You know what Green Bay is going to run, and what we got a small sample size of the way they call the plays with Trevor Siemian. So going forward, I think both defenses will know what to prepare for, but, you know, the element of surprise will still be there Sunday morning.
Everybody wants to see it. You want to see Justin Fields. You want to see Aaron Rodgers. You want to beat Aaron Rodgers. Do it on the home field, but not certain that's going to happen. Both are banged up right now, which leaves us to the potential of Trevor Siemian again against Jordan Love. And he showed well.
Yeah, you know, you think of Green Bay playing Philly. When Jordan Love came in, he immediately identified Christian Watson, their speedy, high draft choice wide receiver, came in, took it in the middle of the field, and took it to the end zone. So, you know, you got to have awareness of where, you know, he's at. They still have a really solid running game and two really good running backs in Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon.
The crazy thing, I thought I'd never see the day, Big Tom, Aaron Rodgers' numbers with Justin Fields prior to this past week were very similar. And then he throws 2 more interceptions. Aaron Rodgers has thrown 9 interceptions this season. I thought I'd never see it. He's still in single digits, but through 12 games, that's a lot of interceptions for him based on his career percentage.
But, you know, one thing about it, it's not all Aaron Rodgers. You think of the offensive line that he's been playing with the last couple of years. There have been so much movement in and out of the lineup. As much as offensive coordinator needs to develop consistency with his quarterback, a quarterback needs to develop consistency with his offensive line.
I guess I didn't see 4-8 coming for the Green Bay Packers, no matter what they had around them offensively. They got the running game. The defense, what has happened to that defense? Obviously, they lost Rashawn Gary, 6 sacks, a bunch of hits on the quarterback, but you still got some big names on that defense. 7 first-round picks. A couple of them are not available right now, but Joe Barry under some fire.
Yeah, you know, they've had injuries in and out of the lineup, and they haven't been complemented by an overwhelming number of points scored by the offense so they could get a little bit more in the attack mode on defense. And then when you're having Kenny Clark, who I still think is one of the most dominant defensive tackles in the league, he's got to play a different style of game. And, you know, you don't have the ability to have the pass rushing chances that you're taking because you have to make sure that you try to get your opponent off the field because you don't have that double-digit lead.
Their 31st stop on the run. So will the Bears be able to run the ball on the Green Bay Packers?
Yeah, they have to, because the Bears, they have to go into the game Sunday at Soldier Field knowing, look, this is what we've done well all year. They gave up, I think, 363 yards rushing.
363. Yeah. Will you please put that in perspective? In the NFL today, 250 is a lot. Bears have hit that how many times? But 363?
A lot of it has come from the quarterback position in the Philadelphia Eagles, just like the Chicago Bears. So if Justin Fields does play, you think there could be an increase in the running opportunity. But if Justin Fields doesn't play, you still have, Dave Montgomery. You have jet sweeps with the wide receivers. You have Evans, who's come aboard a little bit in last week's game, and you still have Tristan Ebner. So you don't want to ignore the running game. You still got to use it and have it be as effective as it can possibly be.
Bummer. Darnell Mooney out for the season. Not sure what Eddie Jackson's situation is at the time of this taping, but you're talking about 2 more leaders out of the mix. This team keeps getting younger and younger. Guys keep filling in. You're getting good evaluation. They're getting great experience. There is an upside to that as they try and, as Cole Kmet said this week, got to put stuff on tape, and that is critical to the future evaluation as well.
You know, with Darnell Mooney, you have Pringle, you have Velus Jones Jr., you have Chase Claypool if he's not injured from last week's game. You still have N'Keal Harry waiting to come out of, be on the active roster. So the Bears still have the weapons, even though Darnell Mooney, their leading receiver, is not going to play. So you don't, the passing game doesn't have to change at all. And maybe it gets a little faster with Pringle in there than Darnell Mooney.
All right, let's talk about guys to watch this week. Start on the offensive side of the ball. Where are you going?
Pringle is the guy I'm going for. When you look at the difficult catches that he was able to make this week, climbing up over the top of the defensive back for a touchdown catch, taking that nice 3rd down catch when he knew he was going to get popped and he courageously made the catch. I'm going to go for a guy that adds that element of speed to the Bears offense.
All right, I'm going to go with David Montgomery. David's had 2 straight 100-yard from scrimmage games. I mean, come on now. He passed Mike Ditka in yards from scrimmage in Bears history. Think about that. He passed the Hall of Famer. Now, big old Iron Mike didn't get a ton of catches back in the day like the current tight ends of this era, but boy, that's saying something. I just love his passion, and we've said it from the time he's gotten here, and the Bears need that more than ever right now. They've got a 5-game losing streak. They've lost 7 of 8. They got to have a flicker of something to get them going and get a win somehow, some way. Just feel that victory moment again, and he's the guy to carry the mail for that.
I would investigate early when I put Dave Montgomery out as a wide receiver. Who do they cover him with? Because I really don't think there's a linebacker that can run with Dave Montgomery. And if you can get him the ball into his hands and he's facing third-level defenders, you're going to open up space.
All right, how about on the defensive side of the ball?
Whoever replaces Eddie Jackson. When you're looking at the Watson speed in whomever plays quarterback, who is that replacement, and will Green Bay look to attack him early?
Well, if Aaron Rodgers is playing, that's his first look.
Yeah.
He goes for the juggler. Yeah. That's what he does. I'm going to go Jalen Johnson because we don't talk about him that much, but he is consistent. They don't throw at him very often, but I know he'd love to have more interceptions, make some big plays. I think he'll be necessary even in run support because of what they do with A.J. Dillon, the pounder, and obviously Aaron Jones is outstanding. He had 5 big plays against the Bears in the first meeting in September, 3 on the ground, 2 in the air. They had 11 big plays in that game. Limiting that would be important. The Bears are going to have to learn how to stop the run for this particular matchup, first and foremost, before we even talk about the passing game. But Jalen Johnson, I mean, that's guy now is going to have to take that leadership baton again if Eddie's not there. That group has really lost a lot of veteran influence. I'm going Jalen Johnson.
Yeah, and then you got to match and surpass on the special teams. You have to have an overwhelming number of yards attributed to the special teams that you got to give some type of advantage.
Keyshawn Nixon, a guy to watch for them. He averaged 34 yards a return last week. Yep. And Velus Jones, I'd like to see him get more touches. I understand field position. You want to set your foundation for the drive. Let's see what he does. Let's see what he does.
I want to see him return multiple kickoffs in a game.
You might get a chance because they don't get a lot of touchbacks here.
Well,
Mason Crosby's got 11 touchbacks. He was injured early in the year. They don't not like other teams are just kicking out of the back of the end zone. Maybe there's opportunity here for that kickoff coverage unit to make some noise. I got one last question for you. We always talk about, give me your best memory of Bears-Packers at Lambeau. How about at Soldier Field from a Tom Thayer?
Oh, God, when William Perry was in the backfield and he hit George Cummey, the linebacker, and it was devastating. I mean, you could hear the crowd react to it.
Like a cannon shot?
And even the Green Bay players react to it. So there was never a more dominating lead blocker on the field than William Perry.
I know your Reggie White stories. Difficult guy, keep you up at night, the hump move, all that stuff. Yeah. What else kept you up at night? Did you have any old rivalries with any of those old guys that you said, payback is a you-know-what, and you're going to get him on Sunday at Soldier Field?
Now, they had a linebacker, Brian Noble, who I met when he was a college student out at Arizona State. And he got to become friends with him. Then he came aboard with the Bears.
But that's friends. How about enemies?
But I guess when you're playing against a friend, there's a little bit more to it that you got to kind of ignore the friendship for the 3 hours and then shake hands after.
Were you getting to the second level and digging him out for Walter?
Of course.
Cut blocking him?
Of every chance I got.
That's Tom Thayer, nasty offensive lineman back in the day. Put on the tape if you can find some about my man right here. Bears-Packers, 9 a.m. pregame, noon kickoff at Soldier Field. Join us on the radio with Ron, Jim, and Jay. For Tom, I'm Jeff. Thanks for watching Game Preview. We'll talk to you next week.